Okay, sorry for being late. Whoops. I'll stay after. Call meeting to order. Roll call.
Commissioner Funes,
Present.
Commissioner Barton,
Present.
our new Commissioner Phelps, present.
Welcome.
Thank you. Attorney Lamanna,
Present.
Lieutenant Heber.
Present.
Okay, all present. We have a quorum, so there are no minutes at this time. So we'll move right on to our one-day licenses. We have a number of them. Okay, so we have,
Madam Chairperson,
yes,
there are a couple that are here.
that are here.
Yes.
All right. Who's here for one-day license? Want to step forward and tell us your name and height?
Good afternoon, or good evening. I represent DNA Aesthetics Medi-Spa. My name is Perry Beltray, I'm an attorney. They have moved from one location on State Street to another, and they are trying to do a grand reopening series. They initially wanted to start this weekend, but we have 2 new mothers, so they've asked if I can move those dates to June 1st, or the first weekend in June. They're looking for 6 Saturday day licenses. They are a Medi-Spa, so they have, the owners are Aline Rodriguez and Elvis Rodriguez, that's a pharmacist and a registered nurse. And so every Saturday they'd be highlighting a medically required or RN required service and high-end service. They are one of the few, if only, locations in Lynn that really cater on a Newberry Street caliber. They're a very impressive new business in Lynn, and they're trying to celebrate their new location, which is expanded at the new location at 54 State Street. So we're looking for 6 Saturday licenses.
Okay. That paperwork indicates that the dates are
They were-
23rd and the 30th.
Correct, and I was just
Do you
told,
want to take the 23rd and the 30th out?
I want to take them all out. I was just told today, June 1st to July 6th. One mom has a 1-month-old baby, and the other one is giving birth in 2 weeks, and so they thought it best to postpone the grand reopening until after spring.
Okay, so we have dates of on record. The request is for April 6th, April 13th, April 20th, and April 27th for VIP opening.
And,
Okay.
yep.
Let's take those 4, I would suggest. See how those 4 go and submit paperwork for next month's meeting for additional dates.
All right, so we'll just table that.
Table them all?
If I can be clear, I want to take off those dates and not start until June 1st.
Then resubmit paperwork, okay? So why don't we just cancel this whole thing and start over again with new paperwork for the
Okay.
table? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Hi.
Hi, I'm Dinora Mendez, and I'm organizing an event called Una Pluma para mi Ángel, a feather for my angel. It's a event, this is the 4th event that we do, and it's to express gratitude to a friend, a coworker, a spouse, or a child that has transformed our life with just one deed. Maybe getting us a job, maybe contacting us with any service in the community. And this is the first time we're celebrating in Lynn at the museum, because before we celebrated Trio Grill, and then Acapulco. So this is the first time celebrating at the museum, and we would like to offer wine if possible, and then that's why we are applying for the license, just for the 30th of March.
Okay, I'm glad you came before us because I didn't want to have to pronounce the name. Okay, very good. What is your pleasure?
Are they going to be charging?
It is included in the $40 ticket. Dinner, entertainment, everything is in the $40 ticket.
Okay. I've seen it. All right.
Yeah, motion to approve?
I do not.
Okay. You second?
I do, yes.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Yep, good luck.
Okay.
Right, and then, now the rest of our one days we can go through. Okay. Anyone else for one day? All right, then I'm just going to lump them together. We have one-day licensed galleries at the Lynn Art Gala on 25 Exchange Street for a fundraising reception for April 5th from 7 to 9 p.m. Another one-day license, St. Joseph's Church, for a banquet to be held on Green Street on April 21st.
3 different dates.
3 different dates, okay. April 18th, April 21st, and May the 11th. And we have, so that's 3 one-day licenses, all right? And then we have another one-day license for Ironbound, oh boy. Okay, for a series of dates, okay, this is for block parties to be held on 4/27, June 1st, July 20th, and August 3rd. And then another one-day license for the Essex Media Group at Fraser Field on August the 11th from 1 to 5 p.m. And then another one-day license for Bentwater Brewing at 180 Commercial Street for April 6th for a cornhole tournament, and another license for April 28th for an art show. And then lastly, we have a one-day license from the North Shore Latino Business Association on Sutton Street for 2 events, one on March 26th, a meeting, and April 10th, an open house. And they will be serving wine, 5 to 8 p.m. So what is your pleasure for those one-day licenses? They all seem to be nonprofits.
Madam, I see no, if I may, I don't see any to share. My other question would be on the one license for July 20th and August 3rd on the Ironbound one.
The Ironbound? Yeah, they do them all the time. This will be the second. I know they did it last year. Yeah.
So I'm just wondering that we would like to the license and suspend the
Yep, for nonprofit.
Yep, second.
All in favor? Aye.
Okay.
Deb?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, moving right along. Okay, we have common vitula, Domino's Pizza at 707 Western Avenue and 341 Union Street for a new owner. Hi.
Madam Chairman, I'm just really saying Vitale. This is Fernando. A gentleman named Henry Askew owned an entity called the Pizza Kitchen Inc. He's acquired 4 Domino's, one in Revere, one in Saugus, and the 2 in Lynn. The 2 in Lynn have operated without incident since they opened. It's a well-known franchise. Each year I appear in front of the council to get extended hours. We've never really had a problem. This is not a change in location, it's just a change in the franchise owner, and we hope you approve it.
Okay. And it will remain Domino's Pizza?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Offering a new menu, too.
All right. I see nothing wrong.
They have
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks fine to me, so
Yep.
I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, motion to approve?
second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Yep. Good luck to the new owner. Okay, and then change of manager, Port of Grace Restaurant Group, doing business as the Blue Ox at 191 Oxford Street. Change of manager from Matt O'Neill to Gretchen Coffin.
Hi.
Gretchen,
Yes.
how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Good.
Not a big change, is it?
Not really.
I know, right?
It's really not different.
Anyone have any questions? I think here's a bean over here. I love it when it's easy like
Yeah.
this. It's nice.
We try to keep it that way.
All right, well, I'll entertain a motion, no question.
Okay, yeah, motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Good luck.
I'll be in touch with you.
All right, then we have a transfer license, Aspara Anchor, doing business as Aspara Anchor Restaurant, 877 Western Avenue. Tina Che has applied for a transfer of the all alcohol beverages license to J&J Italia, Colombia,
Yes.
doing business as Juan Perilla's Bar and Grill.
Good evening. Sylvia Guzman, I'm the attorney for J&J Italia Colombia LLC. This is Omar Preciado. This is the proposed manager. We have Mr. Luciardi here. He's one of the managers, and Mr. Juan Preciado, he's the other manager.
Okay.
J&J is looking to purchase Aspara Restaurant, which is down the street on Western Avenue.
Okay.
We've entered into a purchase asset agreement. We have a proposed lease with the owner of the building, which will be executed upon the approval of this board. We have a proposed menu of the... It is going to be a grill, so most of the, I'll have different meats, all grilled, specialty plates.
You can't look, he's hungry. We don't have time.
That's not what you want to look at when you're hungry.
Please.
Mr. Preciado has owned a cafe here in the city previously, and which is actually, he leased from Mr. Luciardi. This is how they met. This
Okay.
became friends. Mr. Preciado currently is the chef at another restaurant in Revere.
Oh,
And Mr. Preciado, this one, they're related, they're cousins,
Okay.
has been a manager at licensed establishments before.
okay, so.
So it's really going to be a family-run business.
Now, how long have you actually been in business as a manager? How many years?
7 years.
Oh, 7 years, okay.
And everybody in the establishment serving liquor will be
So he's
tip
tip
certified
certified,
and whatnot,
and
okay?
I believe in the next round, we've made the contact with the tip certifier.
Good.
I used to sit on exactly this board in Chelsea.
Okay.
So one of my requirements when people came before me was that everybody was tip certified.
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
took
Oh, you took it already?
Yeah, we
Okay.
already
Good.
took
So
the-
I made sure that I want both of the managers
Yes.
with the LLC managers to be tip certified since they'll be spending time there.
Absolutely.
And everyone knows that all the wait staff
Exactly.
is going to be tip certified. So at this moment, I believe this Mr. Preciado, and his wife
Okay.
have all been tip
Tip
certified.
certified. Okay, good.
And so we expect everyone who's going to be on the premises to be tip certified. And again, one of my things when I was the chairperson in the licensing board was that I wanted cameras just to protect the license holder
Exactly.
and the patrons. So we've discussed that as well.
Good, good, very good. 'Cause we too look for that.
Yeah.
Good. All right, excellent. When do you anticipate opening?
As soon as we're approved.
Crossing fingers.
As soon as we're approved, it took some time to get all the paperwork in order, to negotiate the lease and do the asset agreement. And so finally, once that was done, we submitted our application. So I think all parties are just anxious to get this done.
Move it along.
I sent this over to, I emailed it today. I had problems submitting the payment that goes with the application. Did you receive it today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just in
All
case.
set?
I brought it.
You all set, Deb? You don't need this? Or you want this?
Yeah, I like the original.
Good, okay.
I printed out an extra copy. I wasn't sure how the email was going to come.
That's good.
Good.
The
Question?
DOR and DUA from the seller.
Department of
That
Revenue?
was, did you not get that in the application?
That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, yeah, it was submitted. That's actually what took so long to submit the application, was that it took the owner significant time to acquire those. I absolutely have them, and if for some reason
Yeah,
they...
no, I got them.
You got them? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Sure. Yeah, it took about 2 months for the seller to get
Oh,
it,
wow.
so.
Everything else look in order? Deb, everything else look in order?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess we'll entertain a motion to accept the transfer.
I'll make a motion that we do approve the permission licenses according to all the regulations.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Okay.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Good luck.
Excellent, you are all invited.
How long does it normally take for it to go up to the
Well-
ABCC here?
It'll go in the mail this week, but they're really way far behind. I have
Okay.
people from December and one from July that's still waiting.
From July?
Yeah.
Well, that's not promising. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. And then everyone get an opportunity to read the letter from the lottery?
I got a nice.
Yes.
Communications, okay?
Thanks.
All right.
What do you guys here for?
What's the matter? What's the matter?
I want to see what they're here for.
Oh,
Common vicular? Okay, what address?
61 Franklin Street.
See, could I be?
Yes.
You didn't renew your common vicular.
We just put it in, but there was a few tickets that were given, and I was hoping that I could appeal them.
The tickets?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that won't affect your common vicular. Did you put the paperwork in?
Yeah, it's awesome. And Lisa emailed me today, she said that I have to need to pay the tickets, and then the process will go.
The common vicular is in the city clerk's office, not ISD.
I'm sorry, which one is the common?
It's, yeah, the city clerk's office, and it was due in November.
Yeah, the problem was that the business was still getting transferred over to me.
Okay, so you're a new owner?
Yes.
Okay, you need to go down and file that today.
All right.
Okay.
they're open now, so go from here to there.
There's not to let it go.
What road is it?
The city clerk's room, 201.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, so then we have our, Deb, seeing as we're talking about common victuals, do you have any who have not,
Yes, I do. I have 8 of them.
8?
So 61 Franklin Street was one of them. So
Now you're down to 7. 200
Linfield Street, Superior, every single year.
Okay. All right, so it's been since November.
Yeah.
Why don't we send inspection services in and let's close them down?
Okay.
I mean, fair is fair. I mean, this has been
They've
November.
gotten a reminder in November, they've gotten a letter, and, phone calls.
Okay. All right.
I'm done.
All right, so let's, I'll entertain a motion to, you agree? All in favor?
All in favor.
Aye. Yeah. Send it there. Okay, and then we have our, you ready? You ready?
A lot of police reports.
You ready?
I am ready.
You've been a busy man.
We have, the agenda was split up into the 2 different section steps, so I'm gonna do the first section. I'm gonna start with trios.
Okay.
There was an incident in West Lynn where somebody called because there was a female wandering around in the nighttime there, apparently maybe in need of help or something. The officers responded, they ultimately made contact with a female. She claims she was at the Trios bar and she got a ride home. She was speaking with a guy she didn't know very well. She got a ride home, this person assaulted her, and eventually she got away, and she got away, and that was it. I made several attempts personally to contact that person so that I could go back to the bar and check video and try to identify the suspect. I did not get in touch with the victim, so that is it. I have nothing from the bar. I haven't spoken to them. There was nothing real specific about
that
the
you could
time.
do,
and where.
right?
So that's where that is.
All right, so we just accept this for the file.
City Hall is in reference to a motor vehicle accident that led to an OUI. In the report, it says that a vehicle pulled away from the front parking spot at the Asian Garden. And ultimately, through the whole report, when the officers did speak with the person who was, in their opinion, clearly intoxicated and thusly charged with OUI, he mentioned that he was at the Asian Garden. And there was specific conversation as to how many drinks he had, how long he was there, and it was certainly would indicate that there wasn't clear control there. I would expect, if you read it, I mean, he said he had 4 Mai Tais and Budweisers as well. So I would question how the person was possibly overserved there, if that was indeed the case. Obviously, the trial will determine if he was intoxicated, but all the records here in this report indicate that he was coming out of there and he was intoxicated.
And he is going to court and whatnot?
I'm sorry?
He will be going to court?
Well, he's going to face these charges to whatever extent he and his counsel decide to do that. He's been charged, and it's in the prosecutor's hands now, the officers of the witnesses.
And he's also found with drugs, too.
Yes. He had some cocaine, some steroids.
So was the apartment then served?
Sounds like...
Well, the indications are by this report, through statements that this person, the defendant, made to the officers, it would sound like he had 4 Mai Tais and also 4 Budweisers, and I don't know what his condition was, but he obviously caused a great deal of damage to his vehicle, crashed right over here in the City Hall onto the median and everything else. So he's been charged with OUI. And I think from the report, I don't know if we have any issues with the trial run, but from the report it indicates that I would question whether he was overserved.
Overserved, yeah. I agree, it sounds like he was overserved, but he was also doing drugs too, you know? But let's bring him in and talk with them about the possibility of overserving and the ramifications of what could happen to them. We can make it an educational conference, yeah. We can make it an educational conference.
I know we had a change of management down there, change of ownership. I don't know, maybe
So-
this is now new people.
Yep,
Maybe
so
it's
it's
not.
time to, yep, let's bring him in and have a talk.
Okay. All right, the next one on this packet here is the Pelican Pub. At closing time, the bartender was there with a person that he lets help him clean up, let's say. That's what the report indicates, the person is named. And the person apparently had an overdose in the bathroom. So they're cleaning up. This person's, I don't believe, works there. There's no indication he's an employee there. And he suffered an apparent heroin or opioid overdose. And that's it. It was non-fatal, and he should have been treated. Like, my issue is that maybe he's a friend, maybe he's not, maybe he's just helping him out. But, I mean, really, just employees should be in there after the closing, and they should be limited in their scope.
Okay, let's bring him in and have a conference with them. Right, because if he had died on the premises, it'd be in big trouble. Yep, okay.
And the police reports included in the updated agenda start with trios.
Okay.
This is a Let me go back and make sure. Okay, this is officers were driving by, they weren't called, they saw somebody that was up in the cold right in front of the bar. Dangerous situation, it's snowing, it's cold, the person's underdressed and appeared to be intoxicated. Ultimately, the person was put in protective custody because he was unable to care for himself, he couldn't even identify where he lived. The officers decided to keep him safe in the police station until he reached this point where we believe he was capable of being released. There is an indication that, through conversation, that he was drinking in the bar.
The restaurant was closed, right?
I'm trying to see it right here, but it's not just, I know there was reason to believe not just for him standing there, but that he was in the bar. He made statements to the officer that he was in the bar. Drinking, he said, they asked if he'd been drinking in the bar earlier, and he said yes. I assume that meant the bar at 70 Market Street. Could have had nothing to do with the bar, but it's more than likely he had been drinking in the bar. Just nothing in the report besides him saying
Him
yes.
saying it, right.
This is-
I don't know, I just feel like the bar was closed and just don't, I don't know.
Again, I know
Not sure if he was in there.
And as drunk as he was, I mean, he didn't even know where he lived.
Yeah. That's what makes those situations so dangerous because without the clear aid, somebody just happens to drive by and he happened to be invisible from the street. Had he not been, had he been in another position, that given those environmental conditions, you could have had a way different outcome.
Well, we can bring him in for a conference, but, if they denied that he was in there, I mean,
It's up to you. I mean,
I don't know, I
and
just
she's
feel
been
like
very cooperative. Again, I'll put on the record, we have seen reports come from them. Nothing on the other report would indicate that there was anything
Right.
out of line in the bar.
Right.
And she's made assurances to us, and I've
Yep.
spoken to her many times. I know she's trying to run a business to the best of her ability. If
Right.
you think you needed a reassurance from her, then fine. I mean,
I feel like the bar was closed at this time, so I just don't,
no.
yeah. That's how I feel, I don't know, anybody else feels about it. What's your pleasure?
But he was in the bar earlier.
He states he was.
Yeah, he states he was, right, but
Well, we can bring her in for a conference just to let her know that if people are in there and they're leaving intoxicated and things happen, she can be, which she is aware of, but we can talk to her about it again.
to a conference.
Yeah. You all right with that?
Okay, the next on the list is Bruno's.
One question.
One question, yep.
What time was it when they was detained?
1:30. 1:30, and she was closed. She was already gone, right?
Yeah, I don't believe
Yeah,
it doesn't say in the
yeah.
report. I would assume
Yeah.
they would have included something in there. They would have gone in
Yeah.
if there were anybody.
Exactly, that's what I think.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
So
I mean,
that-
it could have come from down the street. I mean, it could have.
I know, that's what I don't feel comfortable just taking his word for it that he was there. But,
Seemed to
we
be
can talk to her.
intoxicated so much that he didn't know where he lived.
Right.
You know,
But he was very intoxicated.
And did Eddie confirm that he was in there?
He said he was in there.
He said that again?
He said he was in there, but he also said he lived at 85 Shepherd Street.
But he didn't live at North
North, then he said he lived at North Carver, and he didn't live there either. Turns out he lived in Peabody, so it's like,
Yeah, you're right, he could have come from anywhere.
anyway. I don't know, and I do think she's been trying, so, I don't know.
Well, we can keep an eye on it.
Except on the files.
Yeah,
we can.
yeah. Okay.
Subject to recall?
Yeah, that's, I love that when you do that, Deb. Thank you. We'll accept for the file subject to recall, and we'll put it up again. Okay. All right, yep.
Okay, the next is Bruno's down on Weston Avenue. The bar manager, apparently, patron came in with a girlfriend or whatever, they've been drinking, then there was some argument inside, maybe an assault by that patron was now appeared to be intoxicated, according to the manager, and the officers confirmed that. Ultimately, the manager pushes him out. Concerning thing here is, and no one's injured, the concerning thing, the person was arrested for disorderly. And he was making claims that he's only 20 years old, he shouldn't have been served in there in the first place, and trying to put the blame on the bar itself. That's valid, except, well, that's certainly what gives me some concern. Was he actually, did he show an ID? It does say in here that his Saugus gun license was used, his FID card issued out of Saugus was used for his identification at booking. So, I don't know that...
But nowhere in the report does it say the manager asked for an ID or...
Right.
Yeah, I don't think he was...
That would be my concern.
Exactly.
And if he presented anything other than the mass license, the kid, probably young looking anyways, I don't know, I did see his picture. We would expect them to be really strict on that.
Right, exactly.
That's the biggest concern.
We'll definitely have a hearing, I'd say a hearing. Hearing?
Yes.
Yep, bring him for hearing day. See, that was the easy one, that one's cut and dry.
We're looking for, right?
Yeah, right?
Inappropriate action.
What the violation?
I wouldn't know looking at the website here, you need to be 21 to have a gun license, so, at least according to my...
Well, it was an FID. So it wasn't licensed to carry.
Okay.
So, and again, I didn't see it or look at it, but I mean, yeah, he could very legitimately have an FID card as a 20.
Is it a Massachusetts FID?
I'm sorry.
Is it a Massachusetts FID?
Yes.
And can that be used as an ID in a bar, in an establishment?
Well, that's the question.
I thought it had to be a mass license.
I know that that's what the ABCC wants, to see every place take mass license. I
Right.
know that they do accept other forms. I think this board has expected all of our licensed establishments to take
License.
request at least a mass license.
Right,
If the
exactly.
person's a veteran or something, there may be some, cause that they have a veteran status and
Right.
they're living in Mass and they could show a military ID or something. So certainly I don't believe he would have been served.
Right.
Okay, so that is done.
All right, and then,
Okay, 408 Summer Street, it's a bit convoluted here, this story. There's a patron that's in the bar, says he saw some drugs being, used in the bathroom. He mentions that he thinks staff or security people were in the bathroom. And he said that at that point he was shuffled out of the bar, kicked out of the bar. He wasn't injured. The officers went back and followed up and spoke with the security guard that was there. He said, yes, he remembers the incident. They also spoke with the owner. I won't get ahead of myself. The security person said, remember the incident, and that they caught this guy, I believe they said he caught him doing drugs in the bathroom. That's why he was taken from the club. They did speak with the manager too, or the owner too, that said he was aware of the incident, asked if he'd call the police. He said he did not. I know that I'm sure there's a lot of things that go on at a bar. When you ask somebody to leave or you walk into the door, that people do routinely without notifying the police. You see it there. I think, yes, I think the thing was, the owner was aware of it, so I think he's got control of the business. Asked if he was aware she should call the police. He stated he was aware of that. Excuse me.
But
I
he
don't know that there's enough
did,
incident there to request a cruiser come. I don't know. It doesn't indicate that there was an assault or anything like that to the extent where it was out of their control.
well, if they observe someone doing drugs in the bathroom, I think they should call the police. Because doing drugs is against the law. They're breaking the law, so they should call the police. So let's bring them in for a hearing and educate them on that. I mean, I would think anytime they see a law being broken within their establishments.
Yes. We recently had the manager and the security people here showing us how, they're on top of everything. So I would think that that's appropriate, just to make sure that they're doing that.
Absolutely. Okay, and then the domestic.
This is the last one. It's a domestic.
Yep.
It mentions 2 different license establishments.
Yeah.
Hacienda Corona and Las Vegas on Monroe Street. And I guess the victim here was with her family on the Linway at the Hacienda Corona. And a boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, current boyfriend, I don't know exactly, father.
Her baby dad.
Didn't like it, right? And then there was a domestic as a result. And she says that she went down to Las Vegas to get help or to get somebody. It's unclear whether she went to be friends or whatever she was doing. She went there, and then the question was whether she was unconscious, injured. That's really, it's kind of a complicated thing. I don't see anything that it refers to over-serving or lack of control on the Linway property. And I think this report opens, I believe, saying that the staff calls, workers at 22 Monroe Street, Las Vegas, are the reporting parties. So I think they were
Right, because she had passed out there, right. But the actual assault took place at her house.
Correct.
Right.
Neither one of these places
Right, exactly.
was any
Right, exactly.
indication
So I
of an
say we
assault.
just accept it for the files. Yeah. Okay. That's the only thing I don't agree with some of the police reports, just because it happens, it's near a vicinity, so that vicinity is named in the complaint.
But I think just to make sure that you get to see everything
Yeah, okay.
near and around it,
Okay.
you get to make the decision to
All
what
right.
extent the business was involved. I know that the policy from, the chief and the deputies in my direction is to make sure, kind of flag if it's got anything to do with it. That's why it's covered here.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. All right, and anybody have any old business? Then, no. Meeting adjourned.